Your MPDR book describes the dimensions in the Bible. And what are the dimensions? In the MPDR, I use titles for each chapter relating to dimensionality. Thus, Chapter 1 is dimension itself. Chapter 2 is entropy. Chapter 3, manifestation. Chapter 4, time, and so on, such that Chapter 5 is light. Chapter 6, spin. Chapter 7, wormholes and black holes. Chapter 8, phi over pi. And Chapter 9, Kabbalah. In this arrangement, I kept with an initial premise that each higher dimension related to each lower dimension in the same way as a three-dimensional object and its two-dimensional shadow, or as a three-dimensional compass and a two-dimensional circle, etc., such that the higher dimension has domain over the lower. That is, the dimension above is literally superior to the dimension below, and so tends to precede and supersede it, like how a template may precede a mold. So we see the highest dimension described in the MPDR is the ninth, but that in the subject matter of Kabbalah, that is this ninth dimension itself, it describes a system of 10 sefirot emanations from Godhead. In modern string theory, astrophysics, there are at least 11 possible dimensions in our local universe, although we are only familiar with the three dimensions of space and one direction of time, because only these expanded, while the other neighboring dimensions, for whatever reason, did not. So in all of these, in all of these hierarchies of levels and layers, we find that the larger rules over the smaller, the higher over the lower, and so forth and so on. So we can say that the singularity is the first dimension, that entropy is scalar or two-dimensional, that manifestation, the 3D space of all matter energy, is subject to time, the fourth dimension of the space-time continuum, that light speed is the 5D limit of space-time, that 6D spin governs over all these from above and beyond them, a common rule, and so forth and so on. These first six dimensions could also, if one were of a mind to do so, be compared to the first 6 days in the Torah book of Genesis, describing the creation of the cosmos, the world and man, all by a singular deity. In the context of the Gevurah model of Kabbalah, this would refer to the lower six sefirot seen from the position of Tifereth, meaning beauty, and it stands separating the subtended lower seven from the supernal three emanations. So too, Binah, understanding, would correspond to the eighth dimension, described by the equation phi over pi, and so too Chokmah, wisdom, would correspond to the ninth dimension, described by the concept of Kabbalah itself. So thus we could describe them all thus. Malkuth, kingdom, equals dimension. Yesod, foundation, equals entropy. Hod, splendor, equals manifestation. Netzach, severity, equals time. Tifereth, beauty, equals light. Gevurah, greatness, equals spin. Chesed, mercy, equals black hole cosmology. Binah, understanding, equals phi over pi, and Chokmah, wisdom, equals Kabbalah. In the system of the MPDR's chapters, and in the 10-dimensional model of active consciousness, I described in my formal system of metaphysics as well, the final 10th dimension connects the highest and greatest level directly to the lowest and smallest, thus creating an infinite feedback loop between 10, the outermost layer, and 0 at the core.